Ryan Garcia and Campbell. What are your thoughts on this? Do you believe it's going to go the distance? Who do you believe is going to be the victor? Do you believe that who would you like to see?
I think Ryan by KO.
Ryan's going to get knocked out?
No, Ryan by KO.
My apologies. He's going to knock Campbell out. Okay, so just hands down, you don't believe it's going to go the distance, clearly. By what round?
I don't know. 7th, 8th round, 6th round, I don't know. 5th, I don't know. As soon as he hits him, I think he's going to hurt him and knock him out.
Do you think that Ryan has the ability to be a long-standing champion? Somebody who's going to be in the... I'm saying the ability. Long-standing. In other words, do you see that could be in his future?
He's developing. He's learning. He's learned. He's like in the last year, 2 years now. He's actually improved his learning. So maybe he still learns more. I mean, but see, that's where good management, good promotion, good training comes in. Because a little while ago, he was claiming he was going to be champion before 20. Like, he was claiming and calling for tank and all this. Never going to happen. That was never going to happen. His handlers would never have let that happen. You know, he wasn't ready. You know, that's where good management, good matchmaking, promotion comes in play. Eventually, he might be there, but not right now.
Not right now.
Fight Luke Campbell, obviously. I'm assuming you're picking him, so I won't ask you for a prediction. But do you have a round?
I don't know enough about Luke Campbell. I just know that Ryan's lethal, man. And I've seen his punches in person, and I've felt his punches to my stomach. And that kid, for 135 pounds, has so much power and accuracy that it could happen at any moment. He's an exciting fighter, and you look at his last 2 fights where they were like, everyone was like, "Oh, this is it for Ryan. This is it for Ryan." You know, this is his toughest opponent. This is his toughest opponent, and that's all people want to say. And the fights go a minute and a half.
Right.
And so he's proven people wrong. He's shocked the world. That's his saying. And I've gotten close with him, and not only is he a great kid, but he really just works his ass off and believes in himself. And I think he's just one of the most dangerous people at that weight, and it could happen. The knockout could happen any round, anytime, honestly.
Between Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell, I 100% back Ryan on this fight. I have no doubt that he's going to win. I think that he can potentially knock this guy out. You know, Ryan just has that. He just has that power in his left foot. He has power in both hands, and I feel like he'll be too fast, too quick for Luke Campbell. And I think that Ryan is going to beat him very convincingly, or even knock him out.
The main event that night, of course, is Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. Who comes out on that fight, top on that fight, and why, Tristan?
I think. You know, I'm not really a good guy at predictions, but I think Ryan Garcia is gonna come out, victorious. But I don't know, because Luke Campbell, he's a tall, he knows how to use his range, and it's gonna be a real competitive fight. So it's just not gonna be like an easy fight for Ryan. And same for Luke Campbell, because Ryan, he's real fast with his jab. And the thing about Ryan is he might not be the most technical fighter, but he's real athletic, and
right.
most of the times where he catches people's when he uses his speed, you don't see his punches coming. So it's gonna I have to wait to see it till the first round,
Will that range and length for Campbell not mean as much as it normally does at lightweight, because Ryan is very tall himself,
Yeah. So how are they around the same height?
Yeah.
I just feel like Luke Campbell's like just tall.
He may, you know what, I'd have to look at the tail of the tape right now, but I believe it's like, if Campbell is taller, it's about by a half inch max. It's not the height.
Oh, he has longer arms, because Campbell just looks like a tall lightweight.
So Bernard, we got a big fight coming up. Luke Campbell taking on your fighter, Ryan Garcia. I know you wouldn't be talking to us if you didn't believe in Ryan Garcia. What's special about this kid, and what do you see playing out Saturday night?
What's special about Ryan Garcia is his poise, his salesmanship, but also what backs that up is his talent. And I think when you analyze in the last, I say, 2 to 3 years, he's grown really fast as far as experience, as far as poise and executing, whether it's the left hook or the right hand, one punch knockout. And he's not, to me, a big puncher, but he seems to be the right puncher, or in the right way to throw the punch, seems to be getting these guys out of here. And when he take on Campbell, Luke, that is, you gotta understand, man. Luke don't get walked over. Campbell don't just get steamrolled. And Ryan has a great opportunity to do something that most people haven't done. And I have not only confidence come January 2nd, but I believe that he's going to be tested like never before. And he's going to have to overcome that. And when he do overcome that, we're going to be talking again soon for a possible super fight. And he must take care January 2nd. And I've seen him spar. I've seen his press conferences online. I also understand his mindset by being around him, by having conversations with him. He's ready, man. He's ready to take that next spot of superstardom. And you've been around boxing enough to know certain or every generation, whether it's 10 years, 20 years, but let's say 10 years, there's that special fighter that comes along. It's not 3 of them. It's not 4 of them. And it's not like these guys is not compatible. Most generations had most compatible guys underneath that superstar, that super talent. And this ain't all hype. Look at his record. Look the last 3 or 4 fights he fought. You need to go deeper than that, but I'm just gonna say 3 or 4. And then look at his demeanor that wanted to fight and wants to fight everybody in that division, especially if you got a belt. He's calling out top guys. He knows that he can compete with these guys, and he has to show us, the world, the fans, that he's ready for it by winning and becoming great in time with himself. He's not great yet, but he has a road to go through to be great. And the road is laid out. Start January 2nd, all the way up to 21. 21 is going to be a year that it's going to break out for everybody. Boxing, life, new agendas, good agendas, hopefully, and big things. And I think that's what my mindset is with 21. And what way to take January 2nd, the top of the year, which is rarely done. You know that. And have a fight of this magnitude to kick off the first of the year. We ain't got to wait and get past the winter and next, you got January, you got February. So you got February, March, then you're getting ready for May, Cinco de Mayo. No, we coming out of the gate Ryan is coming out of the gate the first of the year, right after New Year's, and saying, give me Luke Campbell and watch what I do to him. And let me tell you, man, I won't be surprised if we get him out of there late, between 9 and 12 rounds. But it's going to go some rounds. It's definitely going to go some rounds. I'll be shocked if it don't. On either side. Not just one, on either side. You can't just, Luke ain't he's not coming in as an opponent. He can't help himself. That's not his makeup. Never been.
What about Ryan Garcia?
I think he's living up to the hype. If he gets past his next test, I feel like there's not much people can say bad about him.
early on in his career, he was knocking out people he's supposed to knock out. He's a young kid, very marketable. They're trying to make money off of him. It's a business at the end of the day. But he's working very hard, and it's showing. Every fight he's getting better. So I'm not going to hate on the kid for making his money. If he's making his money, it's a business. He's talented. He's got power. He's got speed. The only thing they need to test next is if he's got heart. See how he can handle a tough fight. If the fight gets tough and you can't knock his opponent out, what is he going to do?
I know that is it is always different, isn't it? With some because the endurance, correct? Like
He's
it's
used to
usually
hitting people and they just go to sleep. What's going to happen when he hits them and they're just still standing there in his face?
in the 7th round.
You got to go in your toolbox and bring something else out. And that's what's going to see if he can really do it or not. He's at that level now. He's fighting Luke Campbell, an experienced fighter. This is his test. This is going to show the world. This is going to show the world if he got it or not.
Do you think he's going to? Do you think that fight will go to the distance?
He's going to close that.
Oh, my bad. I didn't even know it was a bathroom. Oh my bad. Oh, it's a shower. I was standing in the shower. Okay.
I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think he got what it takes to. I don't know if he's gonna be able to knock him out, but I think he'll win the fight. I think he'll win the
So
fight.
you think the fight will in fact go the distance, but you think he should win by decision?
He should definitely win the fight. He got the power to knock a dude out. We've seen it. We've seen it every fight almost. I'm a fan of him. You know, I think he's a great kid. He works very hard. You can't do nothing but respect that. I don't know, a lot of people hate on him because he makes his Instagram videos, this and that, but he works hard. He puts the work in. He gets the wins. What else can you ask for?
The main event is Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell. Who do you think wins that fight and why?
If it's kind of like I haven't seen enough of Luke Campbell. I've never seen him fight or anything like that. Honestly, I've never even heard of the guy until then. But he's a great fighter. I just don't pay attention to other weight classes. So, I think if Ryan catches him with the shot early and has him respect his power, Ryan can take the fight. But if Luke can take those shots, then I think Ryan's gonna have some trouble. But I think Ryan might be able to pull it off, or should be able to pull it off.
Now, do you see Ryan as I mean, you know, how he develops his skills is one thing and all that, but do you see him as a top level talent? Because, you know, that's kind of is what I see in terms of speed and gifts that you're given. What do you think, though?
I think so, because of the way he's handling those fights that have been given to him. You know, Duno was supposed to be a tough fight. You know, all these negotiations about he wanted more money and this and that, and you know he knocked that dude out cold. And he's been doing that to a lot of all these fights, and he's been doing his job. So he is a top level fighter now. Do I feel like there's some loopholes in some of this stuff? Yeah. But there are I feel like every fighter has a certain fighter that can pretty much expose those loopholes that you have in your game. But as an experienced and top level fighter, you allow those loopholes to not look so big. You know what I'm saying? So every styles make fights. So that's pretty much what it comes down to.
Should you win the world title that night, are you going to be able to make it back to your seat in time to watch the main event? Who do you think wins, Garcia versus?
Not should. I'm going to win, bro. And then I'll go and watch Ryan Garcia versus Campbell. That's it. I'm going to be excited. I hope Ryan Garcia wins. I'm a fan of his, and he's just good for the sport right now. Also, you know. So I hope Ryan Garcia wins, and hopefully I can watch it. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of talk for people who think Campbell can win this thing about his experience, and but ultimately, do you think Garcia is just a better talent? You know,
I think a better talent, but don't write off Luke Campbell, man. He has got a lot of experience. He gave guys very hard fights, Linares, Lomachenko. So don't write him off. I just think Ryan Garcia is at that time in his life where he wants to just keep on winning and prove to people that he's very good. Yeah, and that's it. I think he's gonna win.
Decision or a stoppage at some point? What do you think?
I think decision could be a stoppage, though. I think he could stop him. He's got tremendous power, tremendous timing. So I think he could stop him. But I actually think, yeah, stoppage maybe in the later rounds. Yeah.
And lastly on Ryan, you know, just interested to get your take. Is Ryan underrated because people look at the pretty face and they think he's a hype job, or is he overrated because of his social media? What do you think? How do you rate him?
I don't think he's overrated at all. The kid's got very good talent, good speed, good power. He's got everything going for him, man. It's the same. It's the same as you would say in any other industry. You watch these young guys coming up. People are gonna hate on them. It just is what it is. Ryan Garcia is at the right time, and his followers and stuff are following because he is good. He is good.
I gotta get your thoughts and on Ryan Garcia and his big fight this Saturday. Ryan just seems like a kid. You know, he has critics for sure, people that question how legit he is, but it seems like he has great speed. You know, what do you think about him, and do you think he passes the test this Saturday against Luke Campbell?
Yeah, Ryan Garcia is a hell of a fighter. I mean, I seen Ryan Garcia grow and develop, and I see his maturity now, and he's one hell of a fighter, man. He has all the skills that it needs to be to become a champion, but now he has to actually go out there and perform and showcase to the world that he's been fighting guys that he can knock out and guys that he could go out there and put on spectacular performances, but now it's about doing that with live dogs now, and it all starts fighting a guy like Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell's a dangerous opponent. He's been beaten, so he's tasted defeat before. So it's a good test for Ryan Garcia because it's a guy that is tall, rangy, just like Ryan Garcia. So it's going to be a kind of a chess match at first. So I want to see how Ryan Garcia is able to adapt and able to adjust to that kind of length and that type of power that Luke Campbell's going to bring. Instead of fighting guys that were a little bit smaller than him now, he's fighting a guy that is his size as well. But I think that Ryan Garcia is going to pass the test. I feel like Luke Campbell already has 3 losses. He's tasted the defeat, but he also drops his right hand a lot when he shoots his left hand. When he shoots his left hand, he pops in, he drops his right. He drops his right. He drops his right. And Ryan Garcia has that good timing, that good speed where I feel like that left hook that he throws is going to land, and I think it's going to be able to be effective. And I think Ryan Garcia is going to, put on a great performance, and he's going to win the fight.
You heard the scouting and the breakdown from JoJo. The man drops his right hand a little bit, left hook from Ryan Garcia, his best punch. But also, JoJo, you got hell of a skills. The kid's talent's there, but do you think he's developing the skills, the stuff you do learn in the gym, not the stuff given to you, naturally? Do you think his skills are there and they'll get there?
His skills are there. Yeah, his skills are there. But like I said, he has to get tested inside that ring professionally. And he's been tested before with like Carlos the Solution, Morales, and a couple other fighters where they apply a lot of pressure. Yeah, where they apply a lot of pressure, and then he fights on his back foot, and he kind of gets a little overwhelmed. But I feel like with experience, he's gonna develop more. So I'm very excited to see his journey and to see what he's gonna be able to do with a guy like Luke Campbell, a guy his size, and a guy that is gonna be a live dog in there, and that is gonna be able to take some of his shots as well. So it's a very intriguing fight, and I'm looking forward to it.
And we got to watch out, man, because it looks like he might want to beat you to the punch with Tank, man. So we'll see. He might call him out afterwards. So
exactly. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But
I think the last time I talked to you, Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell hadn't been made yet. Now it's made. So what do you think about that? Like, you think is that a 50-50 fight?
It's a good fight. I think Campbell has experience, and he's not a pushover. You cannot say that he's a pushover. But I just for some reason I just see Ryan beating him fairly easy.
Really? That's what Ryan said. Fairly easy.
No, I really do. I really see that. I see that happening. A lot of people may disagree, but I've been knowing Ryan for a while, and I just feel like Ryan's going to beat him easy.
Do you think Campbell gets a little too much credit for his performance against Lomachenko? Yeah.
I do. I do think that he's giving too much credit. Every big fight that he stepped up to, he's lost. Who has he beat?
That's true.
Who has he beat? Name somebody he beat.
I can't.
You go in there, he gets credit for doing a good job, not getting beat that bad.
Well, I think that in and of itself can, wow, oh, like he didn't get knocked out, or, oh, he went the distance with the great Lomachenko. Like that can almost give a sense of he's better than we may think. So, yeah, no, I think it's
little Lomachenko was hurting him the whole fight.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, Ryan Garcia don't lose to Campbell.
That's not my boy.
Oh no, Campbell's his boy.
Ryan Campbell's mine.
Oh, that's right.
Who'd you like in that fight?
Campbell.
Yeah.
We should spar with Campbell.
Just tell him, man, like, my whole thing is that he got the will to win and he got all that to do.
You know what's wrong with Campbell? He's a loser.
When it comes to, not a loser.
Thinking about
he did win Olympic gold as well.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. He's been losing. He's got to stop thinking about losing. It just follows you. You understand what I'm saying? Like Floyd said. Like when Floyd fights a guy that lost, he already knows how to lose. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you gotta be mentally in that fight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Three guys like Tony Robbins, motivation. He'll say it straightforward, but in a different way.
I'm really surprised.
It's all about heart.
Yeah, but
all these young guys, they don't got heart like I do. But however, for the vets, they got enough heart to take them out. And that's what I'm saying. Luke, I've been in the ring with him. I respect the man. He's a phenomenal athlete, a tremendous talent in the sport. He has all the skills, and he should win against a guy like.
But he already lost.
However, don't believe the hype.
Yo, let me fucking train him.
Send the guys.